Good morning. This is Stephanie with Hightower Stitching, and today I just wanted to share some of my experiences with beginning free motion and keeping up with the patterns that I've found online. I want to share 3 things that I've done to keep up with some of the patterns, and the first was I started with large pieces of paper because I kept seeing about getting that muscle memory to take part, and so this was really good. I just took butcher paper and drew lines and did that, and there are a couple examples of where I did that so that I have a muscle memory. But then I found out how hard it was going to be to keep those large pieces of paper, and after having practiced I decided to scale down, so I went to notebook paper, ditto paper size that I could put in a 3-ring notebook. And so as I found patterns, I would put those in my book. There would be for doing squares. And that was fun. That was a good way to keep up with them. But then all of a sudden, and there's a sample where I was working on an actual pattern, trying to figure out what I wanted to put inside of a quilt that I was working on. So it also helped me with that. But then all of a sudden I had a bunch of white paper laying around and I'd have to go punch holes in it. So I said, well, I've got one more idea. So going along with the third idea was to get myself a sketchbook. And the sketchbook has turned out to be a lot of fun. And I found a drawing pencil in the drawer rather than a a mechanical pencil, because it wants to hold to the paper and not move. So when I started with this, and then here you've got my black magic marker that I used for the shape that I wanted to work with. And this book has been great because I carry it with me. And I use it whenever I have time and I'm looking at different patterns. And then it's got plenty of room that I can make big lines and I can practice. I can make my notes all over it. And when I start looking for a pattern, there's just a whole bunch of them right here in one spot. I don't have to go back to the computer. I don't have to pull out a big piece of paper. And it's really come in helpful. That was short. I hope you got something out of that. This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching.